This channel is supported by TrueFire. TrueFire is an online library of lessons from some of my favourite players. There's thousands of lessons on there. You can use the promo code JNC40 to get 40% off of any of their courses. Okay, so Mondays I try to do sort of like a lick-based video or sort of somewhat lesson-based. Today is no different to that. If you like the preset that you thought you heard me playing through there, or the tone, that's the preset that I did a video on yesterday, kind of glassy, plexi 2024 is what it's called in the folder. There's kind of 2 presets based on that sort of thing. But yeah, jump into the Gumroad folder if you want to try that. Now, when it comes to playing legato, I think I spent quite a lot of time sort of in the Steve Vai, Joe Satriani, to some extent John Petrucci's kind of scale of train of thought, where it's more or less kind of very 3-note per string, and often up or down, or sort of staying on the same string. You know, kind of a lot of momentum based playing, rather than something that's a little bit more considered, a little bit more even. Now I think for me, Tom Quayle, I think, has got to be one of the guys that I saw playing that kind of made me think a bit differently about all of this. And certainly I broke down some of his like lines, and certainly I saw sort of clips, and I've never actually bought a course off of Tom, but I've certainly learned plenty from just even, you know, like he'd show sort of teasers of what's in his courses, and I kind of just learned a little bit from there. So I think one of the key things with legato, and a thing that I get asked quite a lot, and I'm sure that Tom must get asked all this stuff way more than me, but the idea of kind of a longer legato line that sort of has the illusion of maybe not finishing, there are a few kind of key aspects to this, and today I wanted to break down one key thing that Tom Quayle uses, and this is something that I've wanted to kind of reintegrate into my playing, as I kind of noticed in myself, particularly that was partly what last week's lesson with the Paul Gilbert pentatonic thing was, that I'm finding myself more and more, because I've got slightly less time than usual, kind of falling into some kind of, it just feels like I need to try something new. So this is a thing that I see Tom Quayle doing quite a lot of. We'll do it in A major today. And so the basic principle is going to be this. This, right? So you're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 notes. Now this is actually something that you'll see Tom Quayle do an awful lot. Now, probably doesn't seem like much, but here's the thing. Instead of a thing that just goes, which is kind of where I was at with legato for a long time. Because that's how I practice running scales, right? What that sort of starts to trap you in is this idea that a legato line is going to start on this E string, probably finish up here somewhere. And I've been finding that even in my own playing, something that I'm doing a lot of is like, and then I'm kind of left up here, and at the moment where my confidence is at, that's kind of where I'm ending, right? And so I wanted something that would kind of join this up a little bit neater. And what you might notice is that this little fragment actually is far more useful than you might even think. Because what it can allow you to do is actually join things up and have, like, you know in swimming where you do lengths and at the end you kind of do a turn. It's got this kind of quality to it where it can basically reset and then let us go again in another direction. So here's, I guess, the thing. So we're going to be starting on our index finger, wherever we are. I'm going to start this in A, and on the 4th fret, 4, 5, 7. So that's going up the scale. And then we come down in arpeggio. So we go up 3 notes on one string, touch the string above, come down, and we miss out both that note and that note. And you get that, right? So 5, 4, 5, 7, 4, 5, 7. Okay, so Tom would probably be doing a hybrid pick onto the D string. Me personally, I'm going to be going with picking. So stage 1, get comfortable with that as like a concept. Now, here's the next kind of stage, right? What you could do is start to kind of explore this idea, so move it onto other strings. So it's easier for Tom as he's kind of tuned in 4ths all the way up, but for us, so this could be like maybe phase 1. So that kind of finishes nicely. Didn't really get that there. So take it nice and controlled. And then gradually start to increase the tempo. So phase 1, just that. Okay, phase 2. Okay, right, what you might want to do is move that around so you're playing in A major in all of the positions. Like that. And start to move it around, right? And you will get some trickier places to play it. I'll systematize this out for you because this is just something that I'm working on as well. So I'll show you that in all positions in the PDF. Right, now, here's the key then. So what we could do is start to integrate it with other things. So let's take something that is a bit more straight up and down to start with, right? So we're going from the 9th fret, 7, 5, and again, just scale-wise, 7, 6, 4. And start to do this kind of thing, where we're integrating this kind of thing at the end of a line. So we're then starting to, you know, obviously take this nice and slow, but start to integrate it. So yeah, simply right, another idea that I had was that if we took the thing that I use all the time, we could take that kind of right, because often I'll be going 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 3, 1, 2, 3, as in is a kind of set of permutations that I use very often. What if we integrated that with the that could work really nicely too, right? So there's just some ideas where we're just taking that little and just starting to move that around the fretboard and use that as like a little turning point, which hopefully if we practice this sort of thing in our playing and start to actually work it in, in a sort of careful and considered way, doing a decent amount of practice of this could help us sometimes to connect these legato lines and find ways nearly and join them up for a longer period of time. Hopefully that is somewhat interesting. It's the sort of thing that I think really changed the way that I think about legato, and instead of things that are just doing that sort of thing, instead joining things up in a bit of a different kind of way, where there are less you know, kind of dead ends, because you've got these little things that you can do when you get towards the end of your line. So you'd be thinking, I guess, that this needs to start from the lowest point. You could probably do it from the A string, or when you get to the B string, because you necessarily need to have that top string to kind of pivot back off of. So you could practice that in a considered way. I don't know, give that a go, see if that is at all useful. I hope that is something that's maybe slightly worth talking about. Leave a comment if it is, if you're into this legato stuff. You know, I'm not sure this is the kind of video that's going to go super viral or anything, but it hopefully is something interesting enough for a few of us to work on that it was worth doing. Patreon will be the place to get the kind of worksheet where I'm kind of running through some of these ideas, and also the backing track that I used in the start there. Cheers for stopping by.